Chefs of Reddit, what is your single favorite ingredient and why? As an avid home cook, I can confirm. I now grow them and use them freshly cut off the plant because I can never go back. Edit, why would someone delete shallots? Caramelized shallots in Yukon Gold mashed potatoes is a must. I love shallots and leeks. I even make a leek bread that is so awesome for sandwiches. I love using shallots at home. I secretly use them instead of onions. But to me, they are the same thing. Sumac. Seriously, get yourself a huge bag for like $15 bucks and thank me later. It's lemony and salty, sweet and smoky and earthy and beautifully red. Sprinkle it on toast, curry, chicken, steak, tacos, deviled eggs, ice cream. Just about everything. You can also brew it like tea and it has an intense wild berry flavor. My mom is half Iranian, so we grew up eating sumac with our rice all the time. My parents thought it was hilarious when little me asked for some while at a friend's house, and of course they had never heard of it. Be diligent in asking friends if they're allergic. It can come as a big surprise. Roasted sesame seed oil, it adds a light nuttiness and saltiness to a dish. Use with care though. It's amazing, but it can overtake a dish fast if you use too much. Not to be confused with toasted sesame oil. For the non-hardcore foodies, I'm being sarcastic. Toasting is technically a type of roasting. Toasting generally refers specifically to roasting dry, often already edible, foods like nuts, seeds, or previously cooked bread. Roasting is a general term for cooking with indirect, dry heat. Baking and grilling, for example, are types of roasting. Chef of 25 years. Personal favorite is Worcestershire sauce. Use it more at home than in restaurants I've worked. Such a nice umami though. My grandma has a bunch of severe allergies. Well, at least, that's what she tells people. For years, we have speculated that she's just really picky when it comes to food and, instead of admitting it, she just tells everyone that she's allergic to whatever food she doesn't like to eat. The biggest one is seafood. She is deathly allergic to seafood, and the type of fish that gives her the worst reaction are anchovies. So, anyways, we're out at the Melting Pot fondue restaurant one night and they're making us the cheese fondue right at the table in front of us. The chef goes to add a few splashes of Worcestershire sauce and I'm like, stop. Sorry, but my grandma is allergic to anchovies, so we'll skip the Worcestershire, thank you. And my grandma goes, I get this all the time, I love Worcestershire sauce and use it all the time. Heh. Busted. I told her that Worcestershire sauce is literally made out of fermented anchovies and she flipped out and denied it, said there's no way that's possible, and refused to look it up or read the back of a bottle. She still eats it all the time and is still deathly allergic to anchovies. It took me years to realize that when my Korean head chef wanted Worcester sauce he was talking about Worcestershire sauce. Bay leaves. Like salt, you don't want them to be the dominant flavor in anything, but they make a night and day difference in stews, pasta sauce, you name it. Around my house we call it the lucky leaf if you find one in your bowl. Bay leaf in stew is alchemy. I don't know what it tastes like specifically, but if you skip it, the dish is sucky. Chef here, lemon juice enhances flavor in almost anything. Vinegar is too dominant for me. Thanks. Acid is delicious. I'm surprised how far down I had to go to find this. I expected lime/lemon to be right at the top. I'm a big fan of cayenne powder. I throw a pinch in everything to give it a zing. Are you Chef John? Lol. I love cayenne as well. Sadly, black pepper is too much spice for my wife. I miss just putting cayenne in everything I cook. I oven roasted broccoli, I usually put paprika on it, amongst other spices, but mistakenly used cayenne. Best it ever tasted to me. My wife on the other hand. Vinegar. It is often the thing that is missing when people go for more salts and spices in their cooking, wondering why it doesn't taste quite as good as in a restaurant. I used vinegar once and didn't like it. I had vinaigrette. Can you tell me more on this? I understand vinegar can help break down meat to make a really nice tender stew or ribs, but what else do you use it for? Mostly red sauce type dishes, I assume? Do you use white vinegar? Malt? Red wine? Not a chef, but a baker. Cardamom. It's still not super common in American baked goods, and while I love cinnamon, that flavor isn't special to my palate anymore. Cardamom gives such a warm, floral scent/flavor to whatever you make, and can be paired with so many things. Treat yourself, add some cardamom and orange zest to your next batch of banana bread, orange heart. I love when my Indian colleagues bring in sweets because more often than not they have cardamom in them and I love the flavor. Finally found it. Cardamom tastes and smells of Christmas and reminds me of all of Mom's amazing Christmas cookies. Miso paste gochujang dubanjiang, all good stuff. Miso paste is insanely good. I could eat that shit on toast. Edit. I'ma go try it on toast. Edit too. Oh my god, I didn't think it could, but miso has just got so much better. Single favorite ingredient lists 3 lamau, can't just have one favorite ingredient for Asian foods tbh. Salt. If there's an objectively correct answer to the question, it's this. Or butter. Nice crunchy rock salt. Paprika, that shit makes anything taste better. Hungarians entered the chat. A lot of people don't realize it, but it's just red pepper that's dried and powdered. MSG, the flavor enhancer. I use MSG but it gets such a bad rep. It has less sodium than sugar. Edit, I meant salt, don't know why I put sugar. My mom told me that message gives her headaches while eating a handful of Doritos. Most surreal experience of my life. Adobo. Oh, I stopped using those products when they became cloud-based subscriptions. Edit, wow, this really blew up, every basic Reddit user ever, including me. Filipino here, adobo is an ingredient? In the Philippines that's the name of a dish. Thyme pairs well with meat, tomatoes, and beans. It is the main ingredient in the classic French herb combinations bouquet garni and herbe de Provence. These herb blends are frequently used to flavor meat, stews, and soups. Can't imagine not having thyme on my side when cooking a wide variety of dishes. Thyme is great in cocktails as well, pairs well with acid and sweet. I always have thyme and rosemary on hand. Black garlic. Makes everything 100x better. Most of what I see here is staple pantry items. If you don't have black garlic, get it. Crush it into a paste and make a compound butter or anything. BLACKGARLIC, sweet sticky heaven. Gotta have a bet it all on black garlic burger. It has incredible mouthfeel. Nutritional yeast, it literally makes everything taste umami/funky and I absolutely love it. On popcorn. On dehydrated kale chips, incredible. Slaps block of cheese on table cheese. This is actually a rare shout out for cheese on this thread, so thanks from the cheese community. Your joke came to me, slowly but surely. Pasta water on recipes that use pasta to get that sauce thick. Cooking the pasta in the sauce for the last minute loosened with a little pasta water. That's heaven. Toes. Would you suggest boiling them or sticking them in a stew? Ireland has entered the chat. Garam masala. I find it to be so good in many savory dishes. I replace cumin with it whenever it's called for. It's incredible in chili or any Asian-influenced dishes. Edit, not an expert in Indian cooking or even the spice world in general. So I realize it's not a perfect substitute. I just ran out of cumin once in the middle of cooking, subbed it in, and fell in love. Totally understand why some recipes may not be suited to it. This is just my opinion based on my experiences. To add, try using whole garam spices, for one dish of 750 grams protein or so, cinnamon stick, 2 fresh bay leaves, 5 cloves, TSP peppercorns, 2 green cardamom, grate of nutmeg, 1 terabit each fennel, cumin and coriander seeds, or even the Pakistani/North Indian version, which includes black cardamom and mace versus green cardamom and nutmeg for an extra. Ooh, what is that? Kinda sensation to your food. Also, I'm sure there's tons of variation to whole garam masala, and you can find many recipes online to guide you if my family/restaurant ratios aren't for you or sound like you won't enjoy it. I had a friend bring me a box, yes box, from India and I can't go back. The American grocery store's version just doesn't come close. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.